Hello and welcome to the Crypto Jungle. My name is Baloo, and here on the channel I teach you how to trade and invest in cryptocurrencies. If that's the sort of thing that tickles your fancy and you're tired of all the YouTubers telling you to buy literally everything, then you've found the right channel. This is a no hype channel. This is a realistic, one of the most honest and realistic channels in YouTube. So if you want to get an unbiased opinion, unpaid words, then hit the subscribe button. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Immediately afterwards, I do a classroom session for the VIP group that I have. So if you are interested in joining VIP, links down below. So in today's video, I want to talk about the market. So we're seeing a bit of a divergence occurring inside of the market as a whole. And, you know, it's very hard to kind of sit on your hands, and the alts are really bullish. Like, it's pretty plain to see that the alts are very bullish, and we're starting to see a divergence. You know, Bitcoin is just kind of consolidating. It looks short-term bearish. Meanwhile, the alts are doing incredibly well. So I'm very happy that I didn't sell any of my positions in the shakeout. But I'm sorry to anybody in the group who's kind of like sitting on their hands wondering what to do. So, you know, we'll talk about entries. I want to talk about limiting risk. You know, the entry is the hardest part. If you get a good entry and it works out in your favor, you can take the risk. Just know that, you know, the environment that we're in right now, Bitcoin is at an indecision point. If Bitcoin decides to take a move down, the move down that it's going to take is big. If it goes up, we've got room to the upside as well. But the market, as far as what Bitcoin is doing, is neutral. So you have to proceed with caution. On that note, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin right now. So we're going to look at Bitcoin on the 12-hour chart. We've been inside of this kind of trading range for a while. So we have our buyer's climax up here. This was our initial shakeout, and we've been consolidating ever since. This was our most recent shakeout event, and this is basically what neutralized the market, because this low right here came as a lower low. It came on a higher low over here, but you know, this was a lower low on this time frame here. So Bitcoin needs to make a decision. It's either going to head up or it's going to head down. We never try to predict the market. Anybody that is telling you that they can predict the direction is probably lying. If we're in a bullish trend, you're looking for bullish setups. When we're in a bearish trend, you're looking for bearish setups. And when we're neutral, you need to, you know, have a neutrality on your approach and kind of be apprehensive with any new positions. So for me, I've been kind of taking a more conservative approach, but what I'm looking for, you know, this area right here is where we're consolidating right underneath the resistance of the original buyer's climax at the previous shakeout. We need to get above this level. If we can get above this level and then test it, I think the next resistance is going to be up at around $68,000. You know, just get above the all-time high, and then there will likely be a little bit of resistance at that level. Now, if that does not occur, if that doesn't happen, and we get rejected here, we have lower targets. You know, 45 is very much so on the table. I would like to see it hold at 50, but 45 is absolutely on the table if there's a downside move. And how the alts are going to perform in that kind of environment is kind of hard to say. So let's do a side-by-side chart. We'll do the total market cap against total 2. So that's the entire cryptocurrency market cap, including Bitcoin, and the entire cryptocurrency market cap, excluding Bitcoin. Let me get my side-by-side. I should have had this one ready. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so we'll do total. On top, so this is the total market cap, total cryptocurrency market cap on top. And on the bottom, we will do the entire altcoin space. So that is total 2. Macro perspective. So as you can see, the performance in the altcoin space, this does not come as a surprise, is really like, it's a lot stronger than when Bitcoin is involved. You can see that we've overtaken this support/resistance flip, and we're just kind of meandering to the upside overall, but that's driven by the rally that we're seeing inside of altcoins. So this is kind of the first time that we've seen a little bit of a divergence this entire cycle. You know, the whole time we've been trading crypto, when Bitcoin moves up, the altcoins move up. When Bitcoin moves down, the altcoins move down. Bitcoin is not moving down. Bitcoin's trading sideways, but we're seeing a huge performance here. And we can see that in Bitcoin dominance. So real quick, before I cloud this up with a bunch of noise, I just want to kind of show you some support levels. We are cutting through these support levels like butter. We are just free falling when it comes to Bitcoin dominance. There's really nothing in its way. It's continually heading to the downside. The last time we saw that was up here. So, you know, when it starts to free fall, it starts to free fall. This is really the beginning. This year, January, was the beginning of the altcoin season, really, when you're looking at this chart here. I'm going to overlay the Bitcoin chart, and we can kind of make some comparisons here. So if we take a look at what's going on the chart here, so the orange is Bitcoin, okay? We had a divergence here. You know, Bitcoin dominance was falling as Bitcoin was rallying. Oh, that's not it's not super clean. But then when we got into the depths of the bear market, we became very correlated with Bitcoin dominance. When Bitcoin would rally, the dominance would rally. When Bitcoin would react, the dominance would react. Rally, rally, fall, fall, and rally, rally. And it's only here that we're now getting dominance falling as Bitcoin is going up again. So we're getting that divergence again. You know, a lot of money in the dominance is flowing out of Bitcoin, or there's just more capital coming into the space as a whole that is going into the altcoin space. So effectively, we're in altcoin season, and we're in a very strong altcoin season. Bitcoin does still need to behave for us to be able to, you know, protect our investments, but it's pretty much official. You know, we have a huge divergence here, so it's pretty much official that it is altcoin season. The mania phase is beginning, and as long as Bitcoin can continue to either trade sideways or begin to trade to the upside, we're in a very good place. We're in a very good place. Now, how do you get involved? If you are just getting into crypto now, and if you're just trying to take positions as a trader now, you really do need to be careful because of the fact that Bitcoin is neutralized. Your entries, they got to come with stops. You got to give your stops room. You have to be okay with you know, stops with a lot of room. Like sometimes I'm posting setups in my group where the stop loss is at like 20%, which sucks. It's really bad to have a stop loss that loose, but you have to put it below support. I'll show an example of just a kind of typical way that you may structure a trade when you're trying to make an entry. So I'll take a look at VeChain. VeChain's looking like it's in a pretty bullish posture. We'll get to the comments in a sec. A lot of people talking about SafeMoon. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But VeChain USD. Actually, where did I had this on? What chart did I have this on? Is it on? I had VeChain with all set up. It was all set up. I don't know where I had it. Was it Bitfinex? I don't know. Anyways, you know, when you're looking to make an entry here, you have to place your stop below the last low. So let's just go down to a smaller time frame. Let's go to the 6 hour. If you were to take a position in VeChain right now, and Bitcoin turned around on you, it's going to dump. So, you know, if we take a position here, your last point of support is down at this area right here. Let me just drop a line. You know, you got to place your stop like an uncomfortable amount away. You know, anything less and you're just asking to get stopped out, especially if you're kind of new and you're not used to pivoting quickly inside of the market. So, you know, if you took a position right here, you're going to lose 22% of the position, which is not good. So how do you kind of limit that risk? Well, you can do it with position sizing. Let's say you were wanting to put like a $5,000 position into VeChain. How about just $1,200 or something like that? Cut the position in quarters and take a quarter of your position now and wait for an opportunity to place a tighter stop, because effectively, you know, you're getting the same results as though you had kind of a 5% stop loss if you're cutting your position by a quarter. So yeah, that's, just be careful. For those who are in the group, I will kind of take this into consideration. I know that the alts are really going, and a lot of people are joining, and they want to kind of take these positions. So I will kind of, in the short term, show you what I would do in terms of take profits and stop losses and entries and exits. But that's going to be short term. So I want to let you guys know that the point of the group is to teach you guys how to trade. So I'm just going to kind of get the wheels turning so that you can interpret the charts, because a lot of people get this wrong. They say, okay, if you make an entry, the maximum you can do is 7% below. And that's just not true. You have to go with what the chart is telling you. Crypto is volatile. 7% might work in equities, but equities aren't super volatile. So 7%, you're just asking to get stopped out. And when you do get stopped out, you're stopped out of the position, and you realize that loss. All right, I think I've kind of rambled on enough about that. Let's, before I dive into the next chart, let's just catch up with the chat and see what people are talking about here. Welcome in from Central Europe. Hello. Tell Antcoin maximum hitting value today. Altcoin are all green, feeling great. Is it continues or break? Well, we never know. Nobody ever knows. You have to kind of just understand what your strategy is. What are your goals in this market? Are you a short-term swing trader? Are you a day trader? Are you a long-term investor? And how are you trading to go along with that style? There is no one size fits all with any of this stuff. So you need to kind of reflect on what your volatility tolerances are. How much of a downside can you handle? And what are your time parameters? How long do you want to hold a trade? Are you holding it for a day? Are you holding it for a week? Are you holding it for a year? Like, I can't really answer that question for you. Today's green, tomorrow, I don't know. We're heading into the weekend. Low liquidity can make it go in either direction. Safe Moon is a social experiment to see how many people can be conned into purchasing a token with no use case. Yeah, sounds a lot like Doge as well. Yeah, it's very true. The tokenomics on Safe Moon are the only thing. The only thing that Safe Moon promises is they tell you that you can make money on it. Anytime you're buying anything that just their only claim is that you make money is a scam. It's not a sustainable model because it's not offering any value to the world. And it's really that simple. If the coin doesn't offer value to the world, why do we need it? Safe Moon is a perfect example of that. It's not. It's a joke. Have fun with that one. Baloo in the house. Yeah, you probably make money. That's the definition of a Ponzi scheme. When you buy something in anticipation of somebody after you buying it at a higher price, it's effectively a Ponzi scheme. Why do you think Bitcoin sets the tone for even the most outlandish alts? I don't know what that means. Why do I think Bitcoin sets the tone for even the most outlandish alts? I'm not sure what you mean by that. EOS moving really hard, under $9 for like 3 years. Yeah, EOS has been in multi-year accumulation. It's just kind of leaving its accumulation right now. We can go ahead and take a look at what's going on with EOS. Go on to the higher time frame. I think we're on the 3-day with this one. Just kind of getting going, really. It's been in a multi-year accumulation. So EOS has been in accumulation. This is actually a good opportunity to explain why the Wyckoff method works, or how the Wyckoff method works. So this has been accumulating for 868 days. Now, the Wyckoff method, this is what we teach in the group. This is the methodology, and we're seeing it play out in a lot of the assets that we've been watching for a very long time. It's a slow play, but the whales play slow. We follow the whales, we track the big money, and we position ourselves alongside the whale so we can grab onto his tail and make all the money that the whale makes. If you're interested in learning this method, links down below. But real quick, I'll just kind of explain it. So, all along here, we have these coins, right? The whale is accumulating coins. We have all of this multi-year accumulation. Anytime the whale is happy with the price, the whale steps in and buys the tokens, okay? So we've got a whole bunch of tokens being absorbed by the large institutional investors. They buy buy, 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 and so on and so forth until they have accumulated all of the coins. Now there's no coins available to trade. Not as like actually none, but the whale holds so much of the supply that what's left over is not enough to keep up with the demand. So what ends up happening is you get a markup event, because as demand starts to drive in, as more and more people start to come into this thing, they're at a bidding war. You know, there's only a few coins that they can accumulate, so you have to outbid the other buyer, and that's what causes these huge parabolic moves. Is just there's not enough token supply. The whale absorbed it all. It's the same as a token burn. You know, there's no more supply. The supply has been shrunk considerably. So there's, you know, whatever the circulating supply is on EOS, cut it in like a half or a third, because it's locked up in the whale. And then what is the biggest driver of demand when an asset starts to appreciate? The biggest driver of demand is price. People making money. People telling other people that I'm making a bunch of money, go buy this coin. I've 5x'd my portfolio. You got to buy this coin. And this is the market psychology that we study. This is exactly how this game is played. And it's a freaking game. It's a game. Learn how to play it. When there's nothing to trade, you get people telling people, and the demand just pours in and these things freaking moon. So we're seeing that in Ethereum Classic. We've been seeing it in a lot of assets. You know, Doge is almost the perfect example. One wallet holds 30% and the top 5 hold 50%. Like, there's not enough to go around, so you have to mark the price up. But then what happens when you get to the top? Well, the whale's happy. Boom, dumps all the coins in one spot. So everything that the whale accumulated over here gets put into one area. And if you think retail investors can hold up that price, I mean, they can't. It's impossible. So what happens? It heads to the downside. You flood the market with supply, and we go into a bear market. And the cycle repeats itself all over again. Everybody loses all their money. Everybody gets wrecked. You know, you lose faith in the project. You give up. You capitulate. And then the whale's right there to pick up your coins again and do it all over again. That is the game. Learn how to play it. All right, so that's, you know, EOS is looking good. We're kind of getting a sign of strength right here. This is the first time that we've made like a higher high in 850 days or something like that, something ridiculous. So it's a sign of strength. You're going to want to start paying attention. Is this thing ready to moon right away? No, it's going to take time. It needs to kind of cool down, and then it's just going to tick to the upside and get more and more demand coming in. But as it stands right now, I don't think that it's going to move right away. So you have time. Wait for the next trading range to develop. And as that trading range develops, you'll get a better understanding as to when the supply is absorbed, and you can take a position. So if you're wanting to know when that is going to occur, I will let you know in VIP. All right, let's see what else we got here. Can we go over KNC? Yes. Let me just read a few other. I got my 1,337 trader chimpanzees. He throws darts. I was about to say, like, with SafeMoon and other alts below 1/1000th of a cent, is it even plausible to use Wyckoff at that point? Of course, supply it doesn't even matter. You know, the actual supply of a token is completely irrelevant. What SafeMoon is doing is it's preying into that unsophisticated trader's mindset, thinking that they need a lot of a coin. So by making the supply enormous, you know, the investor, the noob, they buy all these coins thinking, oh my God, I got like 1 million of these things. I wonder if these things go to $1. And it's absolutely ridiculous. So that whole project is targeting dumb money. You know, if you're buying it thinking that you're smart, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I can feel the dislike button being pressed right now, but you fall under the category of dumb money. The supply is completely irrelevant. The monetary, that's why Bitcoin is at, you know, $60,000. The supply doesn't matter. It's just, you know, you can divide it fractionally. Money supply has never mattered. Adam, yeah, we can take a look at Adam. Okay, so it looks as though it's leaving its first reaccumulation, which is good. You know, we're kind of taking in the right direction. A lot of these things are looking messy on the US dollar pair, and that makes me want to go to the Bitcoin pair. So I'm going to go take a look at Atom BTC, because things just seem to be becoming a little bit more clear on the Bitcoin pair. And we're in this bottoming pattern with the Bitcoin pair. So we can even draw a trading range on this. For those who don't understand why people use the Bitcoin pair, Bitcoin whales are not going to part with their Bitcoin easily. They need to make sure that any of their trading decisions are going to yield them more Satoshis. They don't care about the dollars. They gave up on the dollar a very long time ago. So if they're going to enter an asset, it needs to be outperforming Bitcoin. Otherwise, they're just not going to step in. So I think, you know, we're kind of getting to that point. If we zoom in on this area right here, let's go down to the daily. We have kind of a reaccumulation right here. We can even draw, you know, a smaller trading range on that. Maybe kind of, you know what? I'm not going to draw a trading range. I'm just going to draw this resistance that we just broke. So we have a resistance here that just broke. Let me make that gray. And we have a resistance overhead that we're trying to break. So if we are unable to get above this, I would be looking for an entry down here at around 4,500 Satoshis. If you can get an entry at around 4,500 Satoshis, I think that that would be a pretty advantageous place to be. Keep in mind that if this starts outperforming Bitcoin, you know, your US dollar value will go up. The only time that that is not the case is when we're in a bear market, and bear markets are very hard to trade the Bitcoin pair. But when we're in a bullish environment and everybody wants to either make more dollars or make more Bitcoin, these charts become very valid. So if you're new to crypto and you have no idea why I'm looking at this chart, I mean, go back to videos from 2017. You couldn't even chart altcoins in the US dollar pair. The US dollar pair is kind of a new thing that's come as a result of the derivatives exchange. Thanks for the follow. All of these derivatives, they're, well, not all, but a lot are kind of settled in USDT Tether. But the Bitcoin pair is definitely applicable and becoming more and more applicable as the days go on. So yeah, you know, we're having a breakout on the US dollar pair for Atom, and we have a nice setup on the Bitcoin pair. So we'll have to see how that plays out. If we can get above, that is also an entry. You know, if we can get above and stay above, that's an entry right here. But if we retrace back down, there's also an entry down here. So 4,500 Satoshis or a retest of about 5,400 Satoshis. Yeah, let's take a look at KNC. That's another one that's a little messy, but KNC has been doing great. That's one that I sold. I sold a good, you know, I didn't sell all, but I sold a good amount. And it's doing quite well. We're kind of at this overhead resistance. I've got a much bigger thing in play here. So we've got some pretty large macro resistance points here that we need to kind of work through. But we're trending in the right direction, and it's kind of early. It's kind of early for KNC. You know, like we just kind of broke through our accumulation, and we're in our first reaccumulation. BTC testing 58K right now. Okay, we will take a look at that in a second. 58K is what I've been looking for. So yeah, you know, when you're in a trending environment, just wait for the pullbacks. If you're not set up with my the Alpha Numerics indicator, hit me up in the Discord and we can get you set up on this thing, because it's really good at gaining entry into an asset that already has momentum behind it. So in the case of KNC, it's actually one of the reasons that I brought or I saw value in bringing Matt onto the team, Matthew, just because he is a momentum trader. So when you are in a environment, a bullish momentum environment, you can use this style of analysis to gain entry into these assets. So the last entry we had on KNC was about 2.9 bucks. I would like to see a retracement back down to $3.50 before looking to make an entry. Somewhere in there would be kind of good, and we would get that on our, we would get kind of a bullish. The perfect setup is when you're inside of this green band and you get a green diamond inside of the green band. Didn't work out here, but you got another one and you've been up quite a bit. So that's what I'm seeing on KNC. Let me just turn off Alpha Numerics. Good morning from San Diego. What does it mean when tokens like Tron have not passed their previous all-time high? Is their hype done? Has it been on a downtrend since its first pump? We can take a look at Tron, but yeah. Let's see what else we got here. What else we got? Yeah, I think, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Tron. No, it just means it hasn't hit its all-time high yet. So these OG cryptos have, you know, they're lagging behind. We have so much innovation inside of the DeFi space that DeFi took a lot of the early excitement in this cycle. And rightfully so. I am so stoked on DeFi. I mean, we're getting to the point where your participation in the system that you're most familiar with is becoming optional. You know, in 5 years, I probably will be opted out of the traditional finance system and I will be just existing in DeFi. We have some work to do. There's more work that needs to be done. But for the first time, we have nearly enough infrastructure to make living inside of a fiat system optional, which is very exciting. Tron, very volatile right now. Very volatile right now. We'll throw a range on there and see what we can see. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, it looks like just buyer's climax, secondary test, automatic rally. Or buyer's climax, automatic reaction, secondary test. So it's going to take time. You know, this is likely a reaccumulation. So it'll probably turn around, head back down to around 10 cents, something around there. But, you know, this is healthy. This is exactly what we want to see. You know, you need to have these retracements. If things just keep going, it's almost done. It's so much better to watch these things go into reaccumulation, because as they go into reaccumulation, you know that we have another opportunity to reaccumulate. Every single time that we actually do a reaccumulation is another leg up. If we just moon and it keeps going, the whales sell. We're done. It's over. You don't want that. You want to keep reaccumulating. So it's looking good. You know, it's early phase A. There's probably at least a few more weeks before this starts mooning again. But yeah, it's been an accumulation for a very long time. Shout out to old Fish Tank for holding on to that gem from 2017. Whether or not it's a gem, I don't know. But yeah, just, you know, well done for holding on to that bag, sir. It's proving to be profitable once again. All right. So yeah, I mean, it's just not at its all-time high yet. It's just lagging behind some of the other assets that stole some of the hype. That's all. But the same rules apply. Yes, that's actually a really good question, Duxor. So you said that the whales won't step in until an asset starts to outperform Bitcoin. So yes, there are, did I say whales? I mean, yes, there's Bitcoin maximalists that are at all different levels, but you know, everybody has kind of different pots of capital. Like for myself, I have my HODLs. They're on a ledger. They don't have a stop loss. They don't do anything. Okay. And you'll have these whales that will accumulate an asset, like a large entity. And it might even be the founder of the project. We don't know. It's kind of a cyclical nature. It could be one person. It can be a collection of entities. But there are traders in this space. And every trader has different goals. So some traders, they might just be Bitcoin hodlers, but they wait for the altcoin season and then they start to trade altcoins. They might just be really good traders. So there's like different classifications of whales. You know, we're not all in one bucket. We have different kind of strategies to go throughout the market. For myself, I have HODLs, I have midterm holds, and I have, you know, a smaller bucket of capital. Whereas if I wanted to take a position because I knew that there was an opportunity there, I'd take it. And the Bitcoin whales are no different. You know, they might have their long-term accumulations where they're going to hold that asset and wait until we get into the peaks of the markup phase. But they're also going to dabble as well. And if they see a pair setting up on Bitcoin, they're going to take that opportunity. So it's not just a one size fits all thing. There's many layers. There's many different strategies. And the market is just a culmination of all of these different strategies coming together. So if you have rich Bitcoin investors that in the past have been successful altcoin traders, they're going to take those altcoin trades, even if they have their long-term accumulations in these other assets. And there's different whales too, like the whales that are, you know, accumulating Tron, they might be multi-billion-dollar investors, whereas we still got Bitcoin whales out there that have like 1,000 Bitcoin. They may not be this type of trader. They may just be a hodler and wait for altcoin season. There's a whole bunch of different strategies. That's a very good question. Somebody's paying attention. Can I look at SXP? Yes, I can take a look at SXP. SXP is struggling with some all-time high resistance, but you know, if it can clear it, it's good. I think I have an alarm on this one actually, so I'm watching this one pretty close. We've overtaken the resistance. This is what I like to see. Okay, so you get up to, here's the all-time high. Oops, give me my pen. Here's the all-time high, right? We kind of battle below the all-time high. We overtake it, we fail. When you fail to overtake, you got to reset and try again. We've reset and we're trying again. If we hold, if this test is successful and we begin to turn around, boom, that's your entry. Until we test successfully and get that turnaround, we got to wait because, you know, this test was a failure. So we're just trying to overtake that all-time high, but it's looking good. Higher highs, higher lows. Everything is looking good when we take a look at the price structure inside of SXP. So many people got burned on this one, but, you know, my heart goes out to you. This is a game. This is the market can be quite a fickle bitch sometimes, and that's just the way it is. Sometimes you earn and sometimes you learn. But yeah, you know, if we can overtake that resistance and turn around, I think we could see some much higher levels. There's some pretty bullish narratives to go along with SXP. You know, not financial advice. I've told you what you need to look for, and I told you how I would handle the trade, but I likely won't be taking a position in SXP. I've got my allocations and their long-term holds. I'm kind of running out of capital. Oh, stop spamming caps. I don't know. Maybe I'll disable that one from Nightbot. Just gently tell me your coin callouts. You don't need to yell it at me. Saturna. Oh my God, what is that? Saturna. If it doesn't show up on TradingView, I'm going to be very disappointed. Not cool, man. Not cool. You want me to take a look at so you never buy anything just starting? I've already bought, you know, I bought during the bear market. Most of my positions, if I see a position, I'll take it, and I share that information in the group. But, you know, I'm a long-term swim trader. I post way more setups than positions that I actually take. We'll see what Saturna is. Let's look at this crappy coin. Saturna, I don't even know what it is, man. Forget it. Tell me the ticker and I'll give it another shot. How easy / difficult is it to make money in crypto in a bear market? So I actually, you know, when you have the momentum behind a short play, it's kind of a lot quicker. You don't have to wait so much for the actual play to play out. You just have to kind of accept the fact that we're going down and position on the short side. When we kind of go up in a bull market, we take the stairs up. You know, when you short, things are a lot quicker. So, you know, you could almost buy breakouts with a higher success rate on the short side than you could buying breakouts on the long side. So depending on the style of trader you are and depending on how you're able to interpret these charts, you may actually find it easier to short than you will to look for entries to the long side. You will have plenty of time to learn these skills. There's going to be videos to come along with that. What trips up a lot of people with, you know, playing with derivatives is they over leverage themselves. You know, your ability to, you know, get wrecked going 10x long is just as bad as your ability to get wrecked going 10x short. With a derivative, you have the option of 1x. You know, if you go 1x short, it's the exact same. It's going to give you the exact same as though we're doing 1x or buying in the spot markets. The only difference being is that you do have to pay funding. But if the market is very bullish and you're the only one short, the market actually pays you margin. So there's some subtle nuances to that, because for those who don't know, anytime you're in a derivatives contract, if the shorts outweigh the longs, the shorts pay the longs and vice versa. So if you're in a crypto market that's earlier on in the bear market, where everybody is new and everybody is bullish and everybody thinks that there's going to be a continuation, you get a lot of long traders getting wrecked all the time. And so anytime you place a short against them, not only do you make money on the short, but you make money on them being long. They pay you a funding, which is, you know, hilarious. But yeah. I mean, you never buy a coin that is new. You always wait for the signals. I don't buy new coins. And yeah, so if it's a brand new coin, like it just hit the market, I'm not buying it. No, because it's a gamble. You know, if I was really bullish on the fundamentals, I might put a position in, but honestly, it's a gambling position. So those positions are small. If I walk up to a craps table, do you think I'm going to put $25,000 on a craps table? No. I might put 1,000 down, but even then, that sounds stupid to me. It's always a gamble. It's always a gamble. You don't know how the market is going to value these things. So it's much better to wait for price candles to kind of show you what the market thinks about the product. It doesn't matter what you think about the product. The market is what's going to tell you. That's what's beautiful about the market. That's what's beautiful about a free market, is they tell you what's valuable. Bitcoin is the most valuable cryptocurrency in the entire world. You know how I know? Because it's at the top of the market cap. The market has decided that it is. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Please check out Icon. Mahalo. Alrighty. No more spamming. All right. Yeah, this is getting pretty volatile as well. So yeah, we came out of an accumulation. We're in markup. It's getting hard to interpret. It almost looks like a distribution, but I want to see what's going on with the Bitcoin pair. So I always give it a second chance. If it starts to look distributional, I want to see what's going on with the Bitcoin pair, because it might just be that, you know, you don't have the right people trading the coin. Here, it looks like we have to break through the resistance right here. Oh, hello. There's like an area of resistance right here. Oh, where did my box go? There we go. Yeah, let's go with the preliminary support right here. So we're getting above the resistance. We do still need to break out some of these highs. So, you know, our next confirmation on the Bitcoin pair is going to be this high up here. But we're trending in the right direction. Let's just zoom in here. Maybe you could put a channel on it to just kind of get a general consensus of where we are. So we're up against resistance. Always buy a pullback. Always buy a pullback on this stuff. Even if it's at a higher level, buy a pullback. You know, there's resistance up here. So if it breaks out and you miss this move, there will be resistance here that'll probably have it come back down and test. If we're unable to get by, we'll probably come back down and test around 4,500 Satoshis. So Icon's looking good. I mean, it's trending in the right direction on both the US dollar and the Bitcoin pair. So it looks fine. Best altcoin to invest right now? Oh, it's got to be Doge. It's got to be Doge. It's got to be. Tell me it's Doge. The reality is nobody knows. You know, the market is what tells you. You know, you can do some fundamentals. What I advise you do, if you're looking for the best coin that you can invest in is the one that you understand the best. If you understand the project, if you understand the value, if you think that it is going to be a better thing for the world, then that is the better coin. That is the best coin, because you have the ability to hold that coin long. We're in an innovative space. If you buy high quality projects and hold them for a very long time, you can, you know, build wealth. If you're looking for a short term, what do I think is going to moon tomorrow? I mean, it's all just high risk shit. I could kind of point you in the right direction as to what I think has momentum behind it, but the momentum goes both ways. Are you going to buy at the wrong time and capitulate and sell the bottom and then lather, rinse, repeat and get cut by, you know, death by 1,000 cuts? Probably if you're new. You know, the new investor doesn't have any volatility tolerance whatsoever. When they see their investments go down by 20%, they shit their pants. Welcome to crypto, man. Like it's a jungle out there. What exchanges do you use for crypto? Looking to leave Coinbase? I highly recommend FTX. FTX is my favorite exchange. They are one of the, it's just such a versatile exchange. Please stay away from the margin in there if you're new. You know, Coinbase doesn't offer any margin. If you're American, the offering is a lot less available. For Americans, I don't even know what the best exchange is. They kind of all suck. I think Coinbase might actually be your best one. Either that or some sort of decentralized exchange. But if you are not an American and you're wanting to get off Coinbase, follow the links to FTX. You know, they are my favorite exchange. You have all of these derivatives. You have quarterly Bitcoin contracts. You have options contracts. Like for the sophisticated investor, the best place in crypto is FTX. FTX, that's correct. FTX.com. Speaking of new coins, check out Tits Coin. Oh my God. You guys heard of cummies? Everything's getting all vulgar now. That's probably going to be the next trend. God help us. We're in the speculative stage. You know, nothing needs to make sense anymore. I used to say that you know, we're not even selling the product, we're selling the story. We're not even selling the freaking story anymore. If you're just showing up now, you better be on guard because this is getting crazy. I don't know how long it can be crazy, but it is getting irrational. It is getting crazy. So we are getting close to the top. I don't know where it is, but we are getting close. FTX is too scammy. It gives market makers users to exact stop losses. I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. FTX is dope. And if you put in maker positions, you get 0 fees. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. FTX is the best exchange I've ever found. It took me a long time to find them. I was very resistant at first, but they're great. Chia coin being pumped right now. It's up 100%. Don't touch it. Don't chase green candles. If you want to chase green candles, you're just going to get wrecked. I live in the States. Highly suggest Pionex as every with super low fees. Okay, I'll check out Pionex because I do need to be a little bit more brushed up on the offerings that are available for the American users. Speaking of FTX, how's FTT looking? Sure, yeah. FTT, I think I just topped up my position on FTT, you know, trying to get better rewards with their staking program. Nice demand in FTT. Yeah, so took a position. I think I entered at about $58, kind of retraced a little bit down to 57, but we're in a nice reaccumulation here. So if I go to the 12-hour, you know, we had our buyer's climax. Oh, freezing up a little bit there. We had our buyer's climax, automatic reaction, little bit of a spring test. These reaccumulations, don't look for all the signals. For those who are actually, you know, in the group and understand Wyckoff, and you're reading these schematics, when you're in a reaccumulation, especially one that's kind of heating up, don't wait for all of the signals because they might not come. You might just get the buyer's climax, the spring, and we're gone. Okay, so these reaccumulations can happen quick. We're slowly making progress. We do need to get above 59.50. If we can hold above 59.50, get to about $60. I think once we break through $60, we'll take another extension to the upside. If we do get that breakout, I'll probably have to place a order. So if we get this is what I do when I buy breakouts. I don't sit there and wait. I just place an order. I'll just do a stop market buy. So the trigger price is 60, I'll say 60.50. If 60.50 is hit, my order executes and it's basically a breakout buy. You have to realize that these breakout buys don't always work, but if we make a higher high, that's bullish to me and it's a spot position. So I'll just place an order for a stop market buy. Can you look at Ocean? Best exchange for Americans is whichever 8 you have an account with. Yeah, it seems like they're kind of well diversified, aren't they? The American exchange that I use is Coinbase, but it's basically a fiat gateway, both on and off. Yeah, it's basically it. Big yikes. Can you look at Ocean? Yes. Take a look at Ocean. Is Ocean doing anything yet? Ocean's been kind of a bitchy asset to try and trade. Looks like we were in a channel. We fell below the channel and we're bearish testing the channel. We need to overcome this. If we can't, it's likely to go down. I don't know what's going on with Ocean. Ocean got a lot of hype. Don't know what it is, don't know what it does, but the market doesn't seem to currently be too stoked about it. Try and look at this with a bullish lens here, because we are in a bull market. The most bullish thing that I can see here is just kind of this, you know, we are on top of an area of support, but yeah, we need to kind of turn around. So the last high, if we can break over this high right here, then you could kind of make the determination that we might be heading higher. So $1.60, if we can get above $1.60 and hold that, then maybe. But there's a lot of demand coming here. So, you know, there's something occurring down here where the market is saying, no, we can't go lower than that. So that's kind of a bullish thing, but you know, it's not a guarantee. It's kind of confused. Let's go over to Ocean BTC. There might be a clearer view there. When you don't like the USD pair, or sorry, BTC, when you don't like the USD pair, just go take a peek at BTC because you might get a clearer picture. Yeah, again, it doesn't look great. You know, you have this kind of, we had an established trend. The trend was broken to the downside. There is some bullishness, but we're kind of in a bearish test territory. We need to break out some of the highs. If we can break out on some of these highs, then, you know, it kind of looks okay. Did I talk about REEF? Yeah, Ocean, más o menos, not great. I think I didn't talk about REEF. So this was a request in the comment section. If you ever have a request and we are not live, you can just leave it in the comment section and I may or may not get to it. But the live stream is where most of these calls happen. We're just range bound, man. It's not looking good, honestly. Like, I hold a position. I'm not getting out of the position because I haven't gotten any confirmation that we would be wanting to exit here. But the price structure is pretty weak. I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's whatever. We're trying to break above the resistance right here. That's kind of our next step that we need to try and get above is just this right here. If we can break above that, then we can start to think that this is a recovery. Nice volume coming in on this test as we retook this level of the automatic reaction. I don't know. It's just whatever. It's fine. I hold a position. We'll see what happens. Pionex is powered by Binance, but we can use it in the States, has lots of alts and futures. Interesting. So that's pretty interesting there, Drew, because I was under the impression that futures were not allowed for retail investors in the United States. Interesting. Market makers know exact stop losses. Okay. So, I don't know how to respond to that. You guys are probably just thinking too short term. That's the thing. Like, if you're worried about scam wicks and shit, you're way too small time frame. You know, like, crypto is a very hard market to be a day trader in. If you want to be a day trader, go do equities. And if you want to be a day trader, just day trade Bitcoin. You're going to get the highest amount of liquidity. You're going to get the least manipulation in Bitcoin. It's a small market. You know, there's scam wicks and a whole bunch of bullshit all over the place. But if you want to, you know, invest in this and do the longer swings, you're far better off. Far better off. If you want to be a day trader, you're day trading Bitcoin on leverage. And if you're new to leverage, then please be careful. Retail loves porn. Cummies is going to pump hard. All right. Wyckoff method is only good for long-term position traders. Yeah, you know, like the whales, the ones that always win in this game. Yeah, it's best for whales and those that want to trade alongside the whales. Would you mind quickly showing how to link two lines together so that you can move them in parallel together? Link two lines together. Well, when I'm drawing channels, I use the channel tool. So if you go down here to parallel channel, click parallel channel, and you just drag it across point A to point B, and then you open up the channel. And then you can kind of move it together. So I always use parallel channels. Yeah. Because it's all trading ranges. All right, so I've got time for one more. So go ahead and drop your request, and then I got to get into the virtual classroom. So for those who are wanting to step up their trading, step up their analysis, and learn to be on the right side of the trade inside of this market, I encourage you to join the links down below. Sign up for VIP, and we'll get you into the virtual classroom. If you do it quickly, we can probably see you there in the next 10 minutes. But if not, that's fine. You know, we do have a free trial for anybody who wants to give the group a shot. You can register under FTX and Bybit and get a free 30 days. The trial also comes with a free indicator, so you will get set up with Alphanumerics indicator, which is a pretty interesting indicator that has called the tops and bottoms on a lot of assets quite consistently when back tested. So if that's the kind of stuff that interests you, then follow the links down below. Band protocol. That will save me so much time. Not sure how I didn't see that before. Yeah, another tip, Duxor, you can set alarms on the channel too. So, you know, go to your alarms on the channel, and it's always a buying opportunity if you're outside of the channel. Whether it's kind of a breakout, then you're kind of waiting, you don't want to pay attention, you're waiting. Or if we come back down on a spring, set an alarm on the channel. So you go to the channel, entering channel. No, we want to know when we are outside of the channel once per bar. So every 4 hours, if we are outside of this channel, I will be notified in TradingView, create, boom. And if you want to set it and forget it and leave it, what you can also do is just go here, extend channel right, and your price is captured. As soon as it leaves this captured point, you've used one alert to tell you the upside move and the downside move. So TradingView hack. All right. Band protocol. I don't know. Is it doing anything yet? Is it even worth looking at? Let's take a look at Band. For those who don't know, me and my group had been holding Band for like a year. Duxor, you're not signed up? Could have sworn you were in the group, man. Well, thanks for being such a dedicated viewer. I appreciate your viewership for sure. You know, even if you don't stick around after the 30 days, that's the other thing. You cancel anytime. You do have to put in your credit card, but you know, if you you just want to come in for a month, you know, you get 12 free sessions. Sign up for a month, disable auto renew, and then make your decision. You know, you do have to sign up with a credit card, but it's not going to charge you, so don't worry about that. All right, Band. Hey, it actually looks like we might overtake the resistance here. It looks like we might overtake the resistance. So this is a step in the right direction. Let's see what Alphanumerics is telling us. We got a bullish cross on the daily. Still in the red, though, so that's not great. Let's see what the 4 hours got for us. It's kind of looking bullish. We got a couple bullish crosses. Oh, Arcane Bear. Oh, okay, right on. Ah, that's where I recognized you. I knew I recognized Duxor. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would like to say, yeah, Band's ready to go, but I've been saying Band's ready to go for a long time. Sometimes assets can be ready to go for a long time. And I have never shied away from that with Band. I have not moved my position in Band. I always hold this position in Band, and I still think we're ready to go. It's just taking a long time. All right, so that is all the time I have for today. Oh, Burger, that's a good one. You're gonna have to wait for that one. Burger's doing really good. They got a whole bunch of new farming, so it's kind of driving the demand. I don't have time to cover Burger right now, but we will cover Burger. All right, so that is all the time I have for today. If you guys enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Not so much for me, but if you want to be notified when these things happen, you know, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and like, because YouTube is just a weird algorithm that's like, oh, you don't like it? I guess I shouldn't show it to you. So if you actually want to be notified, then hit the like button. So that's it. Trade safe. It's a jungle out there. Peace.